of the federating units by addressing the long-standing issues. Dear participants, upon taking over, the democratic government acknowledged the criticality of the situation in Balochistan. The President of Pakistan, Mr. Asif Ali Zardari, visited Quetta and apologized for the treatment meted out to the Balochistan. Our government promised to divert all resources to the province and undertake other critical reforms to end backwardness in the province. The Parliamentary Committee on Balochistan came up with an ambitious Haquq-e-Balochistan announcement envisaging economic, political, administrative, constitutional, and monitoring reforms. The key points of Haquq-e-Balochistan announcement include facilitation of political exiles, return to homeland, immediate release of political workers, launch of political dialogue with major Balochistan stakeholders, establishment of fact-finding commission to investigate the circumstances that led to Akbar Bukhti's killing, setting up of judicial inquiry into killing of the 3 Baloch nationalist leaders, end to the construction of cantonments, withdrawal of armed forces from Sui and Kolu, tracing missing person, facilitating their immediate release, provincial consent in the launch of mega projects, and 10% of profits of the natural resources to be allocated to the development of these areas. Our government announced jobs for 20,000 Baloch youths. Dear participants, the democratic government also accepted the long-standing demand of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa to pay its rupees 110 billion under the head of idle profit. Since Khyber Pakhtunkhwa happens to be the frontline province, where the war against terrorism is being fought and the former has to bear a huge loss in both men and material. As a mark of support to the province, 1% share of divisible pool has been reserved. Gilgit-Baltistan Empowerment and Self-Governance Order 2009 is yet another major success of the democratically elected government. It was a long-standing demand of the people of the area that they should be given constitutional rights so that they could become master of their own destiny. They wanted socio-economic development, construction of roads, schools, hospitals, and above all political rights to be able to determine their future. Under the new political arrangement, the state of Gilgit-Baltistan is almost that of a province, with an elected assembly, chief minister, cabinet, and other state institutions. Distinguished audience, the signing of the 7th Consensual National Finance Commission Award between the center and the provinces is a historic step in promoting inter-provincial harmony and strengthening the federation. The present vertical distribution of resources under the NFC meets the long-standing demand of provinces for financial autonomy. This year, province will get more than 1 trillion under the NFC award. In consonance with its commitment to grant provincial autonomy to the provinces, the federal government has cut down its own share from the divisible pool and increased provincial share. The consensus award has resolved a complex inter-provincial dispute that festered for 19 years. It marks a triumph of consensual politics pursued by our own government, leading to a win situation for everyone. The democratic government has paid special attention to strengthening the role of institutions. We believe that democracy can take deep roots in the country if we strengthen the institutions and not the individuals. Even before taking oath, I ordered release of judges from house arrest and subsequently restored them as well. The passage of the historic 18th constitutional amendment through unanimous support of both the houses of the parliament represents a giant leap forward in that direction. The President's voluntary surrendering of his powers as the head of National Command Authority and also under the 18th Amendment to the Prime Minister and by extension of Parliament shows our commitment towards strengthening parliamentary democracy in the country. The Federation of Pakistan has become strong as provinces have been empowered both economically and administratively under this amendment. Through the policy of reconciliation and understanding, We have filled the vacuum which was being exploited by inimical elements to destabilize the country. Perhaps it is first time that the President, Prime Minister, Chief Ministers, opposition, media, civil and military leadership enjoys good understanding, and each one is playing its due role within its sphere. Distinguished audience, let me tell you, these are extraordinary times. Over the last 3 years, the world has gone through the worst recession since the Second World War. We have seen iconic names like AIG, Citigroup, Lehman Brothers, Toyota, General Motors, etc. crash to the ground. Beside past baggage of wrong policies, Pakistan's economy also suffered due to global downturn, the security situation inside the country as well as in the neighborhood. In the face of 25% inflation rate and 1.2% annual growth rate, lowest in the 3 decades, your government took a number of hard yet sound decisions to shield the economy from global recession and put it back on the path to recovery. Our economic woes got accentuated due to additional expenditure to finance war on terror. On the whole, our national economy suffered a staggering loss of about $45 billion due to this war. As a result of peculiar circumstances currently prevailing in Pakistan, therefore, pace of foreign direct investment in the country is slow. Severe energy crisis further added to our economic difficulties. Sluggish response of the Friends of Democratic Pakistan forced us to enter into structural adjustment and stabilization program with the IMF to avert a looming default on balance of payments in November 2008. However, due to wide-ranging reforms and economic belt tightening introduced by our government, we have come full circle from the default-like situation to a reasonable, stable economy. Moody's has recently placed Pakistan in a B3 sovereign rating with a stable outlook. The economic policies pursued by your government have brought about macroeconomic stabilization, narrowing the gap between fiscal and current account deficit. GDP growth has begun to turn upward, reaching 4.1% in the outgoing year. Foreign exchange reserves surpassed $16 billion. Remittances are up sharply to a record of $8.5 billion. Dear participant, at this point, let me read the quote of Mahatma Benazir Bhutto Shaheed, who once remarked, quote, "The success of a nation as we head towards a new century shall be based upon its level of exports, hard currency reserves, its per capita GNP, and creative genius of its citizens," unquote. We have been successful in achieving a measure of macroeconomic stabilization, checking inflation, restoration of our growth momentum, effective managing our international commitments, and developing innovative schemes for the disadvantaged. Our economy is back on track and needs more hard work and continuity of policies for consolidation. One of the major problems inherited by the democratic government was the power shortage and load shedding. Not a single power generation unit has been installed since 1997. Sensing the magnitude of the challenge, our government went into action mode with short, medium, and long-term plans to overcome the problems of power outages in the country. 32 small and medium dams, 8 in each province, would be constructed at the cost of rupees 250 billion. Work on construction of 6 dams has been launched. To exploit third coal reserves, a number of projects under the Third Coal Energy Board have been initiated. Our government has prepared a plan with full blessings of all key stakeholders to double the generation capacity of the country.
नाज़रीन, आज के प्रोग्राम में वज़ीर-ए-आज़म सैयद यूसुफ रज़ा गिलानी की जानिब से मुल्क की तरक्की के लिए हुकूमती इक़दामात से मुतालिक खिताब शामिल था। इसके अलावा इलाक़ाई ख़बरों और रिपोर्ट्स को भी प्रोग्राम का हिस्सा बनाया गया, जिसमें खुसूसी तौर पर सेहत के शोबे से मुतालिक रिपोर्ट शामिल की गई थी, जिसमें जानवरों के इस्तेमाल के लिए इंजेक्शन इंसानों पर इस्तेमाल करने से मुतालिक इंकशाफात सामने लाए गए हैं। आपके ताउन से मेरी धरती मेरी दुनिया की टीम प्रोग्राम की बेहतरी के लिए कोशां है। अपनी तजावीज़ और आरा के लिए हमारा ईमेल एड्रेस नोट कर लें, mdmd@dunyatv.tv। प्रोग्राम का वक्त ख़त्म हो रहा है। फिर हाजिर होंगे इलाकाई खबरों और दिलचस्प मालूमाती और मसाइल की निशानदही करते रिपोर्ट्स के साथ। अपनी मेज़बान अमीना खान और मेरी धरती मेरी दुनिया की टीम को इजाज़त दीजिए। अपना बहुत ख्याल रखिएगा। अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।